Hello guys, how's it going? On big head mode. Um, yes, people join. We are finally at the grand final of this tournament. The Unreal Tournament 4v4 Draft TDM February Cup is finally finishing. And some of the players are already online, so I assume we'll be kicking off pretty shortly. Final is, of course, between the grand final spot earners from the winner bracket. That's Aiko's team, 4 aces. So they've been undefeated so far. They have dropped maps, but they've been looking very, very strong. But taking them on in this grand final will be Snatch's team, Wenizamp. They dropped to Aiko's team previously. It was a 3-0, but all the 3 maps were close. And they battled through the lower bracket confidently and are looking like round 2 might be a bit closer. So looking forward to seeing this. Oh, brilliant. So Joski has already managed to sleep through a game before, so it would be funny if he did that again. Nevertheless, I'm going to continue assuming that everything is ongoing. Shox does have an announcement to make, which I will make for him, that there is a form to fill in, so people can vote who they think were the best players and who they think were most improved players of the tournament. That's still live, and things like stats, updated salaries, that kind of thing will be posted in the next week or so after the tournament by Shox himself. Hopefully Shox will add that link in the chat. Actually, I might have to do it myself. That's it. Yep, one. So feel free to go fill that out if you've been following along the tournament. Lots of players who haven't played much TDM and UT4, proving that they can hang with the best. And also lots of really strong players having some big, exciting carry performances throughout the tournament. So plenty of players you can vote for there, and will be interesting to see what sort of names we see in those results. Switch one over to the warm-up screen. 4 of the players already here. I do have the map list as well. We can talk about that. Map list will be Overlord, Honk, Nitro, Deep Inside, Spacer. I believe Overlord, Nitro will be picks of 4 aces. They've looked very, very, very strong, especially on Overlord. Nobody, I believe, has beaten them on this map, although I could be wrong. It's possible that Shox's team won on this map. Can't remember now. Anyway, 4 aces regardless have been very strong on this map. It lends itself well to Aiko and his amp runs. But of course, on the other side of the server is Snatch. Snatch known for his amp runs as well, but also just pretty much unrivaled consistent damage outside of those amp runs. Aiko's more of an explosive amp run player than Snatch is, but Snatch tends to do more damage over the course of a game. So definitely a map where either of those 2 players can have huge impact. But if I had to guess, I'd say 4 Aces probably take this one. It is their pick after all. And then we move on to Honk, which I think Snatch and his team have started picking more and more later into the tournament. We saw them pick it against Shox' team, Lucky 7, in the lower bracket final to great effect. Won that quite confidently. And then we go on to Nitro, which is Aiko's second pick. Again, a map where if you're an aim-heavy team, you can do tons and tons of damage on that map. It's so small and open. Lots of enforcer fights, lots of mobility on the hit scan players, getting snipers sitting up the top, and you can pretty much be anywhere on the map you want. And then next map would be Deep Inside. A bit of a swing of pace compared to Nitro. Much more tactical map. Slower paced. Amperon's less impactful, so if we do get to that map, then you'd expect to see the team that's exhibited more tactical expertise throughout the previous couple maps. Expect to see them take it. And then if we need it, we'll go to Spacer. Everyone knows Spacer now. A map that can be both tactical, if you're playing mostly around the belt, or can be quite explosive on the amp. So, good final map. Hoping we get there. A 5-map series would be nice. Need to turn this to 90. Okay, so I got the map picks wrong. Shox saying first 2 maps were picked by Aiko. So Aiko's team picked Honk, which actually makes a lot of sense. Lots of 2K4 players on that roster. So the reason Aiko and his team get the map pick advantage is because they're coming from the winner bracket. So apologies there. I wasn't aware of that. And that means Snatch, Aiko, and then Decider. So Snatch gets to pick Nitro. Okay. So favouring the smaller, more aim-heavy map. Deep Inside is Aiko's pick. And then with Spacer, which is the Decider, which is picked by both. Do we have any confirmed contact with J-Ski? That's the question. Only player left to join the server. Hoping he's not asleep. That would be pretty obnoxious if we have to reschedule this a second time. Okay, J-Ski's confirmed awake. Good. That's a good start. So we will be playing the final today. I'd be interested to hear your guys' predictions, by the way. Here's J-Ski, he's joined the server. I think probably most people favouring Aiko's here, but when is Amp? Definitely made those games close, the first best of 3 these two teams played, so precedent has been set for some of these games to go their way. I think they've improved as well since that point. They've had so many games in the lower bracket. But yes, Overlord, definitely a map where I would expect Aiko's team to do really well. So we might have a bit of a one-sided first map. But the benefit of that is if it's close, that means probably the rest of the maps will also be close. Anyway, should be underway pretty soon. Just allowing J-Ski to get warmed up. Rub the sleep out of his eyes. Red team are ready. All right, 2 minutes. That's the official start time. 2 minutes time. Seems like 4 aces are a bit unprepared. Maybe their plan is to wing it. I don't know how much practice these two teams have been having recently. I will say that the tournament got so delayed that actually the lower bracket caught up with the upper bracket. So it's not like the upper bracket concluded weeks ago in the... Well, it did, but so did the lower bracket. Point is, they were... both teams were playing official matches at roughly the same time. So it's not a case where one hasn't played an official for a while compared to the other one who's just hot off the lower bracket final. So in theory, both teams should be, if not equally practiced, they should be equally out of practice. Alright, I'm pretty sure that 2 minutes is up now. Nearly there, guys. And then the Shocks Cup is over. He kept us in his back pocket for months, but the tyrant will no longer have control over us. Control over the European UT scene. People can go and play as many UT99 CTF draft cups as they want. We seem to be getting further and further away from starting. Eiko and his team can't even find SKL. He's in the server, he's just not in their voice chat. Oh man, it wouldn't be an Unreal Tournament final without some bullshit, would it? We'll get there in the end. I'm getting dizzy watching this, but you can't swap because this game... Oh, this game doesn't let me change POV and warm up. To be fair, we're only 12 minutes late, which is an improvement over the beginning of the tournament. He's gotten so bored of waiting in the server that he's joined the chat. Just to throw shade at me. Yeah, that's a bannable offense. Don't want to get Iskid out the scene. Let's just ban both teams. Ban when is out stream sniping and 4 aces for being late. And then we don't even have to do the final. You can all go home. Yeah, there's still time to ban everyone. Oh, I see Yas in chat. 30 seconds. I need a countdown on stream. I would do a drum roll, but I have RTX voice enabled, so it gets filtered out. But yes, why don't you guys use that 30 seconds to put some meme answers in Shox's survey that he's just linked. Sadly, there's no whiniest player option, so Dion will have to walk away without his crown. Dion is notably absent from the chat. Almost like he doesn't care. Oh, that 30 seconds is more than over. Righty. There's a ready's up. Both teams are ready. Game 1 is about to get underway. And here we go. Of the grand final, first map Overlord between When Is Amp coming up from the lower bracket versus 4 Aces who came to the upper bracket. Map 1, Overlord is picked by 4 Aces. Map they've been good on all tournament. And there's already a fight down by the shock rifle, and it will be Alia to draw first blood of the tournament. So at least he's got that going for him. No UT sound. Oh my god. This would happen, wouldn't it? No. Oh, we waited all that time and we don't have sound. We'll have to pause between game 1 and game 2. But until then, you'll have to listen to my voice. That's bullshit, man. Can't believe that. I think what happened was... Oh, wow, nice rocket. I think what happened was I waited so long that my sound chip on my motherboard burnt out. But first belt going to red team. They also got the first 100 armor, and I think the second one. And Crush just came in headshot SKL, clean up at the belt. Good play by When Is Amp. And the belt has been a real win condition for 4 Aces all throughout the tournament. Oh, terrible spawn there by SKL. His first amp is up now. Snatch going to pick that up. Very strong amp runner, of course, as you all know. And he's making his way out of the room. He knows someone's there. It's J-Ski. Just got out of bed, and Snatch is already hunting him down with an amp shock rifle. But it will be Aljas who kills him. Aljas is stacked. Nice headshot. 250 damage there. And a double kill from Snatch. Already a highlight play. Love to see it. And he's defending this belt for his team. Actually going to push out a bit. No, we'll double back. And avoid that combo. So much armor on the side of red right now. And the 100 armor is still up. There we go. Goes to Aljas. I have to let my cat out the room as well before he starts making noise. One second. There we go. We can have no sound, but I'm not having no sound and my cat screaming in the background. Snatch gets that 100 armor. Man, this is a huge score difference. I don't think I've seen a score difference this high, this early, between 2 teams this high in the tournament before. And finally, we are getting a situation where the belt and the amp are synchronized. So chance here for 4 Aces to get at least one of those 2 items. It will be Aiko sitting on that. And he's getting pushed off by Snatch. I think Snatch is probably going to get this amp now. Yep, he's going to pick that one up. Belt's now up. That goes to J-Ski. So Blue did get one of those 2 major items, but you see Snatch is moving in to get this 100 armor. So he's looking stacked as well. And with that amp and maybe some health packs. Oh, stolen from in front of him. Does pick up the kill on SKL though. Watch his back. Not a huge amount of impact from this amp run actually. And Josuke still sitting at max armor. Snatch locked out of the 100 armor room, so it looks like the major items are going to probably go. Oh, Snatch saves the 100 armor. Oh, so much damage coming out of Snatch here. Explosive start to the game. Does eventually go down, but massive impact on that 100 there. And it will be a belt fight. This time, it looks like SKL, he's usually the belt player for 4 aces, and he's taken down Snatch. He's pushing out to take down Alia as well. He does go down, but I think he has a teammate on the belt. Yep, Aiko was there to pick it up, and now it's his turn to run the belt. His team now looking a bit more stacked than when his amp. Although another 100 goes to when his amp. I think I know why we have no sound, actually. I'll just see if I can fix that for you guys. Okay, I'll have to fix it next time. Lots of armor on the side of 4 aces still. So they did get that last belt just there. I'm going to put up the scoreboard for you guys. Big damage lead for when his amp still, and they are still considerably ahead in the lead. 3 of them sitting on this 100 armor, but Aiko's trying to make a move on it. It's not up for a while, though. Snatch getting linked from behind. So much damage from all these players. Aiko probably going down here as well, so all the armor on the map has been removed. Crush this time will receive the 100 armor. Needs some HP, though. Oh! Instead, I'm going to break his ankles on the floor. We have, again, a scenario where the amp and the belt are synchronized. Lots of fighting down by the amp. Not so much by the belt. Amp's going to go to SKL. He's only got 8 HP, though, so this amp could definitely be traded. It will be Kelio. No, Snatch getting it this time. He goes down as well. Belt's still up. Crush, you got the 100 armor. SKL. Ooh, racing Kelio to the belt. It will be Kelio to pick it up. And he will surely get this free kill here. I think Kelio has a bit of a low sense. There's Josuke with 4 HP running this amp. Still roughly 20 points behind. Make that about 15, actually. But slowly, lead is dwindling as 4 aces get a bit more of a foothold on the map. Still a big damage lead, over 1,500. Let's follow Aljas, a player who normally we see all over the 100. And he's only the second highest 100 grabber in the server so far. Looking to change that. Still got 4 already, halfway through the game. Big fight over the shield belt. Lots of players there. Josuke picks that up. He had 6 HP underneath that, and he gets nuked. But you see, Aljas, he still has the 100 on lock. He did have to deny that, which was a waste of armor because he was already stacked. But Alia was coming in for it, so he had to take it. This time, Amp's coming up. Lots of players down there still. Aiko picking it up. He's on 13 HP. Needs to watch out. Goes down to Snatch, but don't see who picked that up. Will be crushed to pick it up. Getting enforced. 3 players from blue there. Nearly hits the 180 rocket onto Aiko. And does kill Aiko there, which is pretty crucial, which means probably not Aiko who picks up this amp. In fact, it will be Crush, gets the perfect spawn for it, and double enforcer. Got a few seconds here to do some damage. No one really revealing themselves, though. Still a solid 15 frag lead for when his amp. Must say, I wasn't expecting this big a lead. This has been such a strong map for 4 aces all tournament. This belt, though, looking like it's going pretty much for free to 4 aces. Aljas as well, got the 100 armor. Score lead and frag lead, and damage lead pretty much the same as they were a few minutes ago. So the game's stabilized. Will just be a case of which of these teams pulls ahead in the last sort of 6-7 minutes. Oh, 100 armor goes to Alia. That's going to put Wenizamp in a great position for this next. Alia catches blue team with their pants down, exchanging guns, and they just get absolutely wiped because of that terrible timing for blue to switch weapons. Unfortunate there. And Alia's going to walk away this amp. That's rough because frag lead's back up to over 20. They can get over towards this belt as well if they're quick. Oh, and they have won the belt as well. We'll go to Alia. So he's going to shoot his teammate. But despite that team kill there, massive impact on this amp run. Absolutely diced 4 aces. And you know that this is the danger of letting people get strong amp runs, is because it was literally that moment where they were caught switching weapons, both with their enforcers out or something, picking up guns off the floor, not looking at the doorways, and they get utterly punished there. And now, well over a 20 frag lead. With 5 minutes left, all the comeback onus is on Wenizamp. Oh, sorry, on 4 aces. Wenizamp in good position for this belt. Alia's down low. One player behind him defending from high. Does actually go down. No, that was Snatch killing him. And Snatch walks away with the belt. He's going over towards this amp. It's the next item up. Oh, he's got team support as well. This is looking really dodgy for 4 aces. Looking like they won't have any chance. Somehow SKL lived that. There we go. Snatch going to pick it up. Getting linked by Aiko. Aiko did so much damage there, but there's just too many players. They can't get themselves towards this amp. Oh, stray flakball takes down the amp carrier, and it will go to Aljas. But with only 10 seconds left, he's getting hunted as well. Kind of out in the open here. Alea realistically could have won that. But in the end, Ampron remains in the hands of Aljas, although not much impact. Bit of armor being grabbed by blue team, but they've lost position on the belt. This is such great setup from Wenizamp. They've had really good setups on all the major items all game. All 4 players here, they know their win condition is just to maintain control. And it will go to Alia. He's definitely earned it. Nice position by Aiko there. Did a ton of damage, got a free kill, and damaged this this belt runner. But I don't think the sort of small plays like that tend to add up in the game as a damage lead aren't what 4 aces need right now. They need a huge amp run to break the game wide open. And that's going to require them to pull together and take a big fight as a team and win it. Probably at this next amp. Might be their last chance at a big comeback. All Wenizamp really need to do is play these amp runs pretty passively. Amp actually goes to Snatch. Oh, not what 4 aces wanted to see. And he's got team support as well. He's going towards the belt. It's up in 9 seconds. Only Jayski's there to defend it. He's got one teammate, Aiko, coming through the doorway. But this, oh man. Snatch cleans up, gets a multi-kill, and will get this belt now. Might have just sealed the game. Snatch. My god, what are Snatch stats? 44 to 24. Still 2.5 minutes left, but looking like a rough 2.5 minutes if you're 4 aces. Pretty much nothing to work with. This 100 armor's not up for 20 seconds, and you see Snatch and his whole team, they're here. They just keep the power-ups out of the hands of 4 aces, and they win this game by default. Belt's coming up in 5 seconds or so. Snatch sitting on that one. Not even an attempt. Well, there was an attempt there by Aiko to contest, but got no guns. Probably 4Aces resigning themselves to the fact that they've lost this map, which is pretty huge considering they've been so strong in this map all tournament. Snatch as well, picking up another amp for free. And it really feels like 4Aces have lost a footing on the map, which is understandable. They have kind of been rinsed here. Oh, massive damage lead, 3,000 damage. Snatch is a rampage. Man. Alright, I'm going to spend this last minute trying to fix my audio issues. I have a feeling it's going to need a restart because that's just what OBS does. Right, 3 seconds left. 30 frag lead. Massive win here for When Is Amp. Really well played. Can't say I was expecting that. And so they go 1-up in the series. I'm going to have to message Snatch and Aiko. Oh. Snatch have 2 accounts? Why am I offline? Why is everybody offline? I can't message either of these guys. Oh. Man, honestly, the one time. Oh, okay. I know how to fix it. Just need to restart the game. We're getting there. So I believe the problem I had was that I changed the audio jack on my computer broke recently. So I'm using a different audio output, but OBS hadn't changed over. And I don't know. It's just shit. You have to restart stuff. See if this works. It should, yeah, there we go. So we're going to jump straight back into that. I'm going to show you guys a replay quickly. This is Natch's amp run near the beginning. Big headshot onto Aljas. 200 damage. And we'll be getting into map 2 on Honk. And game hasn't started yet. So you guys should be able to hear volume. Let me just test that for you quickly. There we go, we've got audio. At least it's telling me we have audio. Brilliant. Sorry about that. I don't know why, it's always audio. Audio is just weird. Like, you have to restart programs to get them to work. There's no refresh in OBS. You can't just refresh setup. Sometimes you have to restart OBS entirely. But enough about that. Let's talk about the game. Honk, map 2, again picked by Aiko, because they did have that map pick advantage. Maybe a bit worried given how well when his amp played last game. Big damage lead, big score lead. More presence on the items. Unfortunately, didn't really see who had the most items and where, but I imagine it was mostly in the hands of when his amp. I'm not sure who to favor for this. I honestly think I would favor when his amp. They played really well on Honk the other day, I believe. And by the other day, I mean the other week. Or, in fact, month. But of course, there's so many 2K4 players on 4 Aces. You've got Aljas and SKL, both experienced TDM players in 2K4, where this map is from. And they're going to feel very comfortable in it. But when his amp is ready, we'll be probably ready up very shortly here. And it will be map 2 on Honk. Opportunity here for equalization of the series. We know we're guaranteed to get to at least Nitro after this, since it is a best of 5. But 4 Aces playing at a 1-0 disadvantage now. Aaliyah again gets first blood. We saw him play it really well last game. Lots of impact. And it's a messy first 30 seconds. But it looks like 4 Aces have won the 100 armor room. Kelio actually moving in, might steal this 100 armor. And snatches down low. Oh, what a double kill. But again, Aaliyah picks up 100. There was a multi-kill there somewhere. But 7-4 lead at the first 100 armor. And Al just gets melted. Eiko did get the first 50 and he's got a sniper, so let's watch him. He's in good position above this belt. And setting up a belt on this map is pretty crucial. Essentially, you set up for the belt in order to deny the enemy team a clean belt grab. I just got auto-cammed. It looks like it will be a clean belt grab. Oh no, I take that back. Belt is completely gone already, and Snatch got the 100. But definitely the better of the two stacked players in terms of maintaining that resource. And he's chasing Aljas. He's just dropped out of view, can't get away. And now they're going to move over towards this amp. Jayski's getting linked in the butt. 3 players here for when his amp. They know when it is. It's at 30 seconds. Picked up. 100 armor, looking like it goes to Eiko though. Snatch still pretty stacked, and he's going to pick up those boots, so he's really mobile with this amp. This is scary, especially on a map like Honk, where it's nice and vertical. Oh, Eiko might get melted here, and that's all that belt completely gone. Doesn't really matter that he didn't get the kill there, because Eiko just doesn't have guns. Although, that being said, okay, pretty decent impact on this amp run. But I think Snatch doesn't know Jayski is on the belt. Jayski actually just hunkered down and stole it with 10 HP. And they're moving in to hold this 100 armor position, which is the next item. It's not up for 20 seconds, but nothing else is up either. So they may as well just hang around here. As long as you don't give away too many guns on the rest of the map, then pretty reasonable play. And we're all tied up at 17-17, so not the explosive lead we saw last time. Still a bit of a damage lead, though. 100 armor. I didn't see who it went to, but whoever got it immediately lost it by the looks of things. As we're still neck and neck. Belt and amp synchronized. Pretty tough on this map to get both. You generally need heavy presence to guarantee that you win both. It will be amp going to when is amp. Oh, that's so much stack though for 4 Aces. Aljas getting the 100, Eiko getting the belt. He did lose 50 of that, and Aljas lost 60 as well. But they're still way, way out stacking when is amp. And that's going to win them the amp. Ooh, traded out though. Helio loses the last couple seconds. So, pretty ineffectual amp run. And the armor definitely playing into 4 Aces advantage there. They're now 2 points ahead. What a kill by Eiko. Flying around the corner. And this is kind of the danger of TDM. You get completely reset, you lose a bunch of players, and then it's so hard to get a grip on the map again. So Wenizamp will be trying to avoid that eventuality. His 100's actually up. That's going to go to Aljas, probably. Yep, we'll get it. Crush made it a little bit worrisome for him. And I didn't see who got the belt, but again, whoever got that, it is Honk after all, immediately lost it. And it's setup time for the amp. Oh, Alia gets headshot. That's pretty huge. Would have been a 3v3, but a 4v3. Now it's a 3v3. I thought AK was going to get that, but in fact he didn't. Kelly, Snatch just held on to that too long, was trying to give it to Kellio. Neither player had much stack, and Aiko's just going to walk in there and take it. And a shock rifle spawned, so he's going to fill up his ammo. Bit of a misplay there. And you see him taking it over above the belt. This is where he needs it. I was about to say, he picks Alia out of the sky, but in fact missed every shot. Ooh, and he picked up that belt, but you see those tri-rockets instantly remove it from him. And that makes this amp run a lot less impactful. Barely staying alive there because of the health pack he landed on. But again, Aljas picking up the 100 armor. We are still neck and neck, and it's this massive damage lead that's keeping Wenizamp in it. They're losing out on the items by a huge margin. They've only got 400 armors to 4 aces 6. They've had 0 presence on the shield belts, and only 150 armor. Literally 5 armor grabs in the whole game between them. But Crush is going to make that 6 with a 100 armor grab. Doesn't want to waste this though. Ooh! Will go down to the rockets. Got 1 kill out of it. And he's actually had a good spawn for this belt, which is coming up soon, but SKL nukes him with the combo. And this is a very interesting map. This is not what we saw last game, where Wenizamp looked very coordinated on the major items. This time around, who will get it? It will be Snatch to get it. But this time around, feels like Wenizamp, they're relying more on frag power. Snatch nearly ran into that combo there. Let's follow Eiko. He did just pick up that amp. And his teammate got the 100 armor, while he got the 50 armor. So that's pretty much a belt between them. And the 180 shock beam onto Snatch, knocking him back. But he is getting flooded down by lots of players. Crush will deny the last few seconds of the amp run. I take it back. I was just able to have a bit of impact with it. He's making his way back over to the 100. I'll just ever conscious of the 100 armor spawn. And I think that's the big difference maker, is last game we saw Snatch just get every single 100 armor, seemingly. And this time around it's been much more hotly contested. But bit of a reset, no players with armor. Belt's coming up. SKL dies on it. Eiko, he gets it, but he's got no gun. Alia's going to chase him down. 100 armor's up in 4 seconds. It's only Al just there to defend it. But it looks like he'll have enough time to defend it. Does lose a bit of it to Kellio's sniper. But we're very, very even in score. Still all tied up. And it's unusual that you see this bigger damage lead in the tied score. Eiko will pick up this amp. I'm going to turn the sound up because it's a bit quiet for me. Let me know if it's quiet for you guys. But lots of low HP players here for Eiko to one-shot. Alia goes down. Not really anyone presenting themselves though. Instead, just going to set up for this belt. That is the thing to do if you can't find anyone in your amp run, is to set up at a major item and just guarantee that your team gets it. That's exactly what's happened here. Uncontested belts on this map, because they're so rare, they can be really impactful. And I believe, oh, Crush actually stole that 100 armor, and I think Eiko might go down here unless he can, yeah, exhibit some quick feet, which is what he does. And I think Crush is going to lose his stack here. 100 armor, next major item to play for. We're still neck and neck, 6 minutes left. Still anybody's game. But so many players for blue on this 100. 2 deaths for red. And that puts blue in a slightly better position for this amp, which is up very shortly. Belt and amp again synchronized. Will be interesting to see what the teams prioritize. Looks like most players going down for the amp. Snatch, he's down here alone against Aiko. Battle of the carries. And the maneuverability of those boots allows Aiko to get the amp off the pedestal. Alia instead gets the belt, so trade on the major items. Most of that stack is lost from Aljas. Oh, goes down to a spawn from Crush. Oh, he just drops. I don't even know what happened there. And looks like Alia got 100 armor. So actually more presence on the items for when his amp here this last couple minutes. And if they can maintain the presence, they've got the damage lead. They'll walk away this game. I think for 4 aces, it's a case of just hitting more. They're doing the right things. I think this game, not last game, but this game they're playing better team deathmatch as a team. Anyway, this belt's coming up. Aljas, he just got that 100 armor, but he's not helping out the belt fight, instead choosing to go for kills. And I think... Oh, Jayski steals the belt. That's huge. He goes down there immediately, but that means this 100 armor grab by his teammate is so much more impactful. But not really doing any damage, having to run away from the 100, so it looks like that will be given up. Alia sitting on it still. We'll go to him. Doesn't have much HP under it though, but they really want to beeline towards this amp. It's up in 2 seconds. Oh, Snatch knows. Of course he does. Honestly, the irony of when his amp's team name, of course, comes from the fact that Snatch is famous for being an amazing TDM player who always misses the amp, but he's just been all over the amp this whole tournament. And now they're 3 points in the lead. This might be the biggest lead we've seen all game, but he walks into full flak. Amperon muted. His teammate did pick it up. He takes down the 100 armor player. But honestly, would much rather that 100 went to his teammate. Belt's coming up. No one's there to drop on it. Oh, Aiko's going to drop on it. Avoids the bio as well. But again, the whole belt is gone. He gets absolutely nuked by the entire enemy team. And that's the danger of belts in this map. To be honest, all Aiko wanted to do there was deny the belt. So he succeeded, but really hard to get clean belt grabs on this map. Even clean 100 grabs, hard to come by, as you see just there. Now a 5-point lead for When Is Amp. Nothing up for a little while. And when none of the items are spawning, generally the team with more frag power gets a little bit of a boost. Might go 2 or 3 frags up in that 30-second period. Hit the 3-minute mark. Over 2,000 damage difference. And only a 4 frag difference. Aiko's sat down by this amp. Pretty much single-handedly controlling it. I'll just there as backup. Gonna drop Aiko a gun, but he didn't need it. And it'll be interesting to see who goes for this belt. Jayski wants it. Will be snatched to pick it up. Alia stacked as well, so it's 2 stacked players versus 1 amped player who's just hit a nice shot. Possibility for a huge air rocket here, but will not happen. Snatch choosing style over consistency there. And sneaks the amp. 3 points up still. Aljas still with 100 grabs though. How many has he had? 1,200 armors this game. That's more than the enemy team combined. And with only 1 frag ahead, this is looking like it could potentially go to overtime, which would be exciting here in the grand final. Whoever loses this one is going to be a bit gutted. Because, you know, we could be talking about match point here for When Is Amp. 4 aces though, so consistent on this 100 armors the last couple minutes. And look, Aiko's beeline to the belt. He knows the win condition is get stacked and get some kills. Try and at least get a few frags buffer in the next couple minutes. This next amp is going to be absolutely crucial. Wow, Akos just lost so much health there. Oh, hang on, no, he wasn't the player who got the belt. That was J-Ski. Players setting up for this amp now. Up in 5 seconds. Snatch already sat on it. Let's watch him as we are all tied up at the last amp run. So much stack for blue. They just want to avoid this amp. This is such a glass cannon moment for Snatch. Needs to be really careful. Needs to hit his shots, but he's walked into the Dragon's Den. 3 players for blue. He's lucky to escape with his life here, but his team is bleeding frags. They're 2 frags down. And this Ampron's going nowhere as he gets spawned on. It's SKL now with the amp. Let's follow J-Ski. We're still all tied up. Seems the frags will go for both teams regardless of the power-ups. You do not want to be the player that loses the game by try-rocketing your teammate. I could feel the J-Ski's cringe through the monitor there. Still all tied up. 1 frag lead for When Is Amp. And the follows Snatch. He's got stacked. He's just knocked Aljas off the 100 armor. That was the Bastion for 4 aces. And this is potentially a huge last 10 seconds here. If Snatch can just hit a couple shots, they're 3 frags up. That almost guarantees them the game. I think this is it. With 2 seconds left, 2 frag difference. And that's going to be the game. 2 frag difference, 111 to 109. We are 2-0 in this series. And it's not the 2-0 I think most people were expecting. It's When Is Amp in the lead. This is very exciting. I'm excited because I feel like there's still potential for this to go to 4 aces. They're such a strong team. They're not showing their strongest performance yet this series, but we know what they're capable of. We know they 3-0'd When Is Amp earlier in the tournament. Looked unstoppable on some of these maps. But we're going into Nitro, and Nitro is the first pick of this series that actually was picked by When Is Amp. So they are going to want this map. They are on match point. They just need to win one of the next 3. Best of 5, of course. And this is probably the map that they think they can do it on. Having said that, again, it is just a strong map for Ako and his team. Ako especially is really impactful on this map. Also SKL. Belt is very important. SKL generally the belt player for his team, and often walks away with many, many belts on this map. Ako asking for a minute. It's fair enough. Calm the nerves. Maybe giving his team a bit of a pep talk. I'll be very interested to hear the comms actually on 4 aces, because this is the first time in the whole tournament they've had their backs up against the wall. Don't think they've been in a losing position in a series yet, especially not in the playoffs. I mean, they might have been 1-0 down in the best of 5. I'm not sure. But this is the first time I think they've been on match point for a long while. And sometimes you kind of just... you see teams crumble a bit. Maybe they're just not used to losing. Although, that's probably taking things a bit too seriously. I'm curious to see how this one goes, because normally on Nitro I would favour the team that has the damage output, and we've absolutely no doubt seen that team today is When Is Amp. They are the players that are doing all the damage, which is unusual. Normally you see everybody on 4 aces stepping up and doing, you know, and contributing a high damage game. It's not just the Ako show. So unusual that they would be out-damaged by so much. But I am hoping, actually. I'm rooting for 4 aces now. I want to see a close series. I know it's possible between these two teams. It would be a shame to see them trade 3-for-3 maps in the tournament, but have it done in 2-3 3-map series. But again, another map actually where 100 armor is important. Aljas, generally a player that can solo the 100 armor position on this map. Maybe doesn't contribute as much damage because it's out of the way, but just having that stack gives you so much presence on the belt plays. Because generally, if you hold the high ground with the sniper or a shock rifle, you can get the belt if it's just spawn players rushing you with Enforcer. But if someone rocks up there with 100 and good guns, then that suddenly makes that belt fight much more of a fight rather than a one-sided wash. Does look like 4 aces are ready though. Throwing the HFs in chat. And I imagine, no doubt, that Snatch has been pep-talking his team as well. Right. Just waiting on a bathroom break to end. 4 aces already set up at the sniper, practicing their strategy. The other sort of X factor on this map is that there's a keg, which only spawns every 90 seconds, much like the amp, but because it's unusual to have kegs on the maps, people just forget about it. And sometimes you'll see one player just keep track of the keg all game, and so they'll end up with like 500, 600 free stack throughout the game. And that can be really impactful if you've got a player that likes to just lurk in the shadows and flank people from behind. If they're just repeatedly getting stacked on the keg, getting the vials, then that can certainly turn a few frags your direction. But we're getting into the game. Map 3, match point for Wenizam on their map pick, Nitro. They've just taken 2 map picks away from 4 aces.
2, 1.
But the second one was extremely close. Could have gone either way. Let's hope this one is a close one as well, but I'm rooting for 4 aces. I want to see more games here. Alia gets first blood for the 3rd game in a row. Maybe we'll just follow him, assuming we make it to game 3, or game 4 rather. But first 100 armor is coming up, and Al just went down, so he's not going to be there to grab it. First one will go to Crush. Everybody on red was sitting there. You know they've been practicing. They're setting up for these items really well. And looks like Aiko, yeah, will get nuked by a combo from Crush. Tries to throw a gun at his friend, but not there to pick it up. Now 4 aces. They're set up for the belt. SKL sitting up there sniping. Hits Crush once, but has to drop. You're really vulnerable up there. And the belt's still up. Jayski got blasted out the sky. Aiko will pick up the belt, but immediately loses it. Recognizing that if he doesn't steal the belt there, then it goes to the enemy team. But that does mean he loses a life. And it's Alia picking up the 100 armor on the other side of the map. Oh, and sneaking up to Aiko. Aiko goes down. That 50 actually will go to Wenizamp. And look at this. When I follow Snatch here. Oh, he's going to give the amp away to Alia, who was more stacked. This is really risky pushing against his flag player, but it works out for him. Taking position on this 100 is pretty crucial. But no blue players for him to shoot. Oh, gets headshot, and I think the amp got dropped off the ledge. Yes, went down to J-Ski. Or no, J-Ski just moved in and picked it up off the sniper perch. Double kill. Multi-kill. Oh, could have flicked Alia out of existence there, but didn't see him. And that combination of the belt and the 100 went to 4 aces, pretty much undamaged. Although Aljas lost most of it now. If Aiko can get a sniper, then suddenly he's very dangerous. Definitely a player that's happy to sort of sit around this top area. You see, the thing on Nitro that a lot of players don't do is they don't move between the sniper and the 100 on that sort of perch above the 50 armor. Which is really strong position if you're stacked, because you can take a couple shots. But will be Alia picking up the 100. He's been all over the 100 armor this game. He's had 2. Somehow Aljas has had 2 as well. Didn't see either of those. But lots of items coming up at roughly the same time here. Amp up in 3. Alia moving in to that one. Honestly, Alia has been playing really well on the items all of these games. One of those players maybe on the same sort of damage level as SKL or Aljas, who, if they step up in the game, they can be the winning factor. As J-Ski loses most of his stack. And we'll switch over to Snatch, actually. He's looking stacked. But we're almost tied up, 28 to 30, looking like another close one. This time, though, it's 4 aces very slightly in the lead. You see Snatch abandoning the sniper position to run over to this 100 armor. Al just goes down. But the 100 goes to Aiko regardless. He is rinsed, but they paid for that with the belt. Crush stealing the 50. And now, belt and the 100 are pretty much synchronized. So this sniper position becomes very important. Looks like it will be Snatch to pick up the belt. Oh, and it's Crush to get the 100. So both major armors going to Wenny's amp and the sniper position. And look at this, amps up very shortly. 6 seconds. Snatch looking extremely dangerous. Full HP. Full ammo sniper rifle as well. Gonna pick up the amp. Just hit a headshot. And now players from blue team spawning in front of him. Oh, a few uncharacteristic misses here, actually. And has yet to hit a shot. There we go, shreds SKL. But all in all, very, very low impact amp run there, despite the huge stack. Great positioning, great setup. Just not getting much out of it, and that was because of those 5, I think, misses in a row. Very uncharacteristic of Snatch. And you see here, actually, Aiko's picked himself up the keg. Admittedly, amp goes to when his amp. And we're still pretty much tied up, 47 to 48. Only a third of this game gone. Much the same story as last game. Although this time damage is looking much, much closer. And it's J-Ski in the lead, 21 to 10, carrying for his team a bit. Hundred armor's up pretty soon, but most of the players over towards this amp will be opened up this time by blue team. Lots of players here. Snatch pretty much solo pushing this. A little bit of HP, but it will get knocked back. Picks off SKL. That's a nice little steal there. And, oh, missing that last link bolt onto J-Ski there meant that J-Ski gets the belt. It was SKL who picked it up in the end. And now it's his turn to run full health, full armor amp. He has lost his amp and walked into a couple players though. Game's still neck and neck pretty much. As Natch goes down, SKL hitting a couple nice shots, but he'll go down as well. 100 armor is the next item to play for, and then after that, a little bit of a gap between the belt. Alia takes down everyone at the 100, and he'll pick it up. Won't even let his teammates get it. Now the belt's coming up. 7 seconds. J-Ski's up there, all alone. Actually jumps down to get these 2 health packs. Knowing that his teammate was up there. Let's follow Aiko. He's just picked that up, and now it's his turn to potentially get a nice amp run out of this. He's in the same position Snatch was 3 minutes ago. And presumably we'll know this amp's coming up. We'll just take the straight up fight here. Alia using that stack advantage to threaten the amp, but loses all his HP. Aiko happy feats around, around all the damage, and actually gets out of there almost alive. It's actually very impressive that Alia was able to chase that. And now look, Alia in great position to help for this belt. Takes down SKL. Belt's up in 7 seconds. Still though, no real support here for when his amp. Don't appear to be making moves on the belt. And that will go to Aljas. Nope, it'll go to neither of them. They both missed the jump. Uh-oh, scenes of the playoff, of the group stage. But we needn't fear. Aiko makes the jump. His teammate got the keg, but a couple players on red looking pretty stacked. We're still neck and neck. Definitely a game that could still go either way. And a real messy Nitro game. No team really able to maintain control for very long. Feels like when his amp, more solid control over the 100. But 4 aces, getting those belts. And also getting the kegs, I've noticed. That's what I was saying at the beginning. One player who's conscious of the keg timer can swing a game when it's this close. But I'm expecting this amp to go to when his amp pretty much uncontested. And Snatch has got team support here. This belt's up in 13 seconds. Looks like their plan is to use this amp to guarantee the belt. But the belt's been pretty delayed, so that does eat into the amp time a bit. Oh, Snatch has to dodge away as well because of the rocket. Oh, and he catches a stray rocket from behind. I think the belt, yeah, the belt will go to SKL. And that's the importance of timing right there. Didn't know exactly the time on the belt. And that cost them the amp run. Cost them all that impact. And now, an actual lead for the first time in the game. Oh dear. I think that double kill flak ball actually won Kellio the 100 armor there. And a keg this time going to Snatch. So although there's a lead, it's still only 9 frags. Still 4.5 minutes left. Plenty of time to turn that around, especially on Nitro. That's literally one amp run and a couple spawn frags, although Alia just spawned into a headshot. 100's up pretty soon. Most of the players over at this belt. Both teams should know when it's up. See, Snatch moving in this time. I think he's going to get it. There we go. Making up for last time. Nice flak ball onto Aiko. And actually, the amp's up soon, so Snatch might beeline over towards it. Ooh, Aiko there to steal it off the spawn. That's pretty clutch. Remaining conscious of the amp spawn, even though he died. And he's got himself a shock rifle and a 50. This might be the underdog amp run to seal the game, potentially. If it has enough impact. But he's being flooded down. And somehow, the amp ends up in the hands of Snatch, who multi-kills and gets 100 armor. Trying to pick up Aiko as well, will take him down. Let's put up these damages for you guys to have a look at. 1k damage lead for 4 aces this time. So almost a reversal of what happened last game. Very close, but the damage lead for 4 aces. Oh, lead is being eaten into, especially because this belt's about to spawn. Snatch still kept his 100 armor. Doesn't really matter that they lost a player there. Echo could jump for it, but I have a feeling he's not going to make it. See, Snatch here, he has the stack. He's pushing the players so that his teammate can come and grab the belt behind him. And that's exactly what happened. So they trade that 100 armor player for some damage and a shield belt. So good trade by them. Tactical play. And they've almost tied the game up. Only 2 frags difference now. But a bit of a reset. Both teams looking very similar in terms of stack. This next amp's up very shortly. 4 seconds. It's Eiko in position, but he's just been rinsed by a minigun of Alia. Alia gets shot down. Jayski's going to pick it up. He gets a double kill. Nice play by him. And as we enter the last couple minutes, it's the individual player heroics that can swing this game. We're still very close. Jayski potentially going down here. Wants some health. Oh. Going to play this very carefully. We'll get shot down by Crush, but most of that amp's gone already. And the belt's up now. Doesn't want to... Oh, misses the jump. That's so crucial. Shield belt's still up. We'll go to Crush. That missed jump cost them the belt. I mean, they 4S is still in the lead. But it's slip-ups like that that give their opponents opportunities to make this comeback. And remember, when his amp make the comeback, they win the series. They win the tournament. Oh, and it's within 4 now with 2 minutes left. When his amp absolutely gunning for it, they desperately want this. Because even though they have that 2-map cushion, better to end it in 3 from their perspective. We've already seen how last map could have gone either way. Looks like this one could go either way still. So if you have the opportunity to end it early, then you need to take it. You know, a close game like this would be something you look back on and go, oh man, if we won that, we win the series. Amps up, but it looks like teams actually have... Come on, camera. No, camera's broken. Okay, brilliant. That's Eiko there, went down. Let's follow Snatch. Or actually, Eiko got the amp. 1 minute left, only a 5 frag lead. Eiko wants to run this amp away from the enemy players. Because this amp is the win condition for when his amp. Within 4 with 4 minutes left. Ooh, amp could go down here. But Snatch gets rinsed from long range. Double kill from Eiko. You know, that little play there might have just sealed the game. 30 seconds for 5 frags. Pretty difficult, especially on Nitro where you can kind of just sit up top and not die. Eiko does go down there, but 7 frag lead, 20 seconds left. Looks beyond reach. Players can just hold their spawns now.
10, 9,
And a stats powder of a belt grab here.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
But yes, 8 frag lead in the end. But definitely felt like a game that could have gone to win his amp. Eiko nearly 6k damage, massive performance. We saw him looking a bit quiet earlier in the game. Jayski actually leading for his team. But Eiko in the end having the most dominant performance in the map, damage-wise at least. And another close one. But that means we're now 2-1 in the series, 2 maps potentially to play. Map number 4 is deep inside. That is another pick by Eiko's team. They do have the map pick advantage coming from the winner bracket. I'm going to be right back and bring you that game in just a second. Oh, back just in time. Just grabbing a drink of water, and we're directly into game 4 on Deep Inside. As I said at the beginning of the series, if you weren't here, a bit more of a tactical map. But honestly, I don't know who is the more tactical team. We've seen both teams have good damage maps, good tactical maps so far. So as far as I'm concerned, this one is very much up in the air. Of course, was picked by 4aces, but as you get deeper and deeper, pun intended, in the series, the map picks become less and less relevant, as most teams will be comfortable in those maps. Already lots of damage exchanged. First 100 armor went to Kelio, I think. He's the only player with armor still. And this belt's coming up soon. Aiko's sat on it. Does look very much like it'll be 4aces picking up this one. Which they will, but Snatch trades them for 100 armor. Let's follow Aiko. As all the players from 4aces are sat in that central area there. And Snatch is 1v4 here. There we go, teammate comes to the rescue. But Aiko just dealing out damage with the sniper rifle. Set up really nicely for this amp. Alia goes down. Oh, nearly a hero play by Snatch there, but just didn't have the HP to back him up. And it's Aljas with the 100 grab, so good position here for 4aces. Aiko gonna scout around the outskirts of the map, see if he can pick up some spawn frags. Pretend he earned that one. Snatch going in for the kill here. Nearly takes down Aiko. Got a bit dicey. But nevertheless, belt goes to 4aces. They also got the 100. Aljas again proving his worth on the 100 armors. Jayski gives up a flat cannon, doesn't have any ammo in this rocket launcher. And is now stuck looking for a gun. There we go, picks up a rocket pack. Players moving on this Ambrim actually pretty early, 20 seconds left for that. Belt is up at the same time, remember. Lots of stacked here for 4aces still, so they're probably the team favoured for this amp, especially because they've just stolen position for it. Oh, Crush has moved in with his teammates, and they've pushed 4aces off the amp. It's up. And we'll go to Snatch, who's only got 50 HP though. Total glass cannon. Both major armors went to blue. It's a risky play. Oh, and Snatch has just walked into a rocket. Giving up that amp there would have been huge. Does keep it alive, but oh, he's so low. Takes down Aiko, nice shot. But there you go, amp goes down. I didn't see who got the 100 armor, but it looks like it went to blue. What? Just walks up and 1v1s an amp Link player. Everybody dying to the Link down there. And miraculously, when his amp walked away from this scenario with a decent lead, 6 frags up. Of course, only 4 minutes into the game, but still. Did honestly feel like when 4aces had everything going for them there, but look, there's 1,000 damage behind. Much like Honk. Another belt goes the way of 4aces. But a mess. It's such a messy Link fight down there in the sewers. Quake map, of course. Wouldn't be a Quake map if you couldn't just shaft people all game. As teams set up for this amp, Aiko plus backing with the combos ended up on 12 HP. Will be the player to take the amp regardless. He does have backup. And he's pinged Alia a couple times, gets the kill. Dodges into those rockets from Jayski. What a shame. Poor coordination there. And that means that Kelio, who just picked up the keg, is going to walk onto this amp. He's getting flooded here by low damage weapons, but gets away, and that's crucial because that could have been a big amp run. Aiko had the support he needed to make it so, but betrayed by a teammate. And then Kelio in the right place at the right time. And honestly, like, all these 100 armors and shield belts seem to be going the way of 4 aces. And that's just about keeping them in the game. They have made up that lead a little bit. But it is a bit concerning. If there's a stretch of play where they lose track of those items, then that could be bad for them. But by the same token, we definitely saw them hold their own damage-wise last game. So it could just be a case that the game hasn't stabilized yet. Damage lead, in fact, is actually reduced. As has the score lead. Only a 3 frag difference now. Looking like another close one. And this time it's when his amp looking more set up for the amp. Snatch goes down to a combo from Aiko. Aiko goes down. Just Stinger secondary of all things, and Snatch gets a great spawn. It really is just, you know, these teams have optimized their playstyles throughout the tournament, and both of them have settled on feed the carry player as many major items as possible. I thought Snatch was going to die there, and he might still. Oh, Clutch Shock Primaries takes down Aljas. He's down to 10 HP. Does get a cheeky spawn on the 100 armor, but really wants some health bubbles. There's one. And slowly the lead is building back up for when his amp. Definitely does feel like in the time in the game where there's no major items, they start to take the lead a bit. Belt's coming up. Is again 4 aces in position. Jayski hits a nice headshot, winning him the belt. But already he's lost most of it to combos. Although, a bit of cleanup job there. Damage still pretty even, as is the score. Can you guys see my cat in the background? He's downstairs. I'm upstairs. That's how loud he is. This time, Belt goes to Aiko, but he gets nuked. Jayski's going to pick it up. He has 5 HP, though. There's no way he keeps hold of this. Even those health vials. Oh, he's got team support, though. You can drop the amp in this game. Not something we've seen much of lately. But you see, just a stray link bolt there kills the amp carrier. Luckily, it's dropped in the perfect position to allow Jayski to spawn on it. That's outrageous. To spawn, not only to spawn on it, but to jump right next to the belt and take it. And we're all tied up. 61-61. This time, again, pretty even stacks across the board. Nothing spawning for a little while, though. So this will be an interesting 30 seconds. As the teams that, you know, in these times in the game, you gotta trade off between going and dealing damage, killing low HP players, and maintaining your armor for the next major items. But Snatch gets the 100 almost for free, and now it's a case of getting over towards the belt or the shield or the amp. Bit of a team level decision making going on. Looks like Snatch and his teammates walking up over towards this amp. Ali is pretty stacked still. They have another player, that's Kelio, on the other side of the amp. Snatch is going to go low and ping people in the arse as they try to move in on this amp. Oh, Snatch kills his teammate, but makes up for it by taking down Aljas, and here comes the amp. Overall, nicely played amp fight there, but they've given up the 100 and the belt. Oh, SKL! That's the belt dead. Wrong place, wrong time. Crush gets the keg as well. And now Snatch needs to be careful. Oh no. And that's one of the more impactful amp runs we've seen on this map. As I always say, harder to have impact on this map with the amp. What a shot there. Through the little gap in the wall. But on this map, very maze-like, hard to have a big impact with the amp. So the few amp runs where you do get massive impact can swing a game. And that definitely felt like a scenario where if the Ampron wasn't significant, then when is Amp, they're in a bad position there. There was so much armor on the side of 4 aces. And they might actually win this belt, which... Oh, I don't know. I take it back. Thought we might see a yoink there, but didn't occur. And the lead, again, taken by 4 aces. Let's pull up this scoreboard. Very close in damage. And overall, very close on the major items, except the belt. 9-1 belts. That is absolutely keeping 4 aces in this game. They're just so consistently setting up for it. Snatch not playing games around the corner. And up comes the Amp. That's going to be in the hands of Alia. He's dropped down to the 50 area, so taking the lesser trodden path. Keg's actually up. Will be interesting to see who picks that up. But Alia not seeing anyone. And, you know, it feels like when is Amp... They're a team that prioritize the Amp, ironically. And on this map, just feels like the belt is the stronger of the 2 items, which is typically not the case. This Keg's still up, by the way. Oh, no. Snatch went down a split second before he picked up the belt, but it does look like his teammates will pick up the slack. No! Alia! Dodges around the belt. That is a bit of a cock-up, can't lie. In a game this close on match point, that's pretty gutting. And a total reset on the stacks on red. Everyone on spawn health. This 100 arms coming up. Does spawn. Oh, did Snatch, did he hear it? He did. He's going to pick that one up. Interestingly, red team been all over the 50 armors as well. Look at this damage as well. Snatch is so far ahead in terms of damage. Crusher's right there with him. Aiko shortly behind. But this Amp's coming up, and for once, looks like blue are going to get the Amp. Aiko gets it uncontested. Bit of a stack as well. Good guns. Moving in to take this belt position. But Crush making it slightly difficult for him. Aiko, though, cleans out 2. Knocked down by the Rockets of Snatch. That's huge. That's going to allow the belt to go to Alia. But he's been mega nuked by that flak. He lost so much health there. And Aiko still has the Amp. He's trailing these players from red, trying to shoot them in the butt. We're still basically tied up here, 87 to 89, anybody's game. This has happened the last 2 games as well. This series could have been over last match. Could just as easily go to map 5 as Aiko clutch play on the 100 will win himself that. And it's still only a 1 frag game. Stack advantage here for 4 aces, though. Gonna follow Alia. He might drop for the 100. No, it's up in 3 seconds. Alja's already down there. Belt as well, coming up. Crush, I think that was, going down on the belt. But Aiko picks up the belt. Getting rinsed for it, but denying it is key in these last couple minutes. The 100 went to Aljas. He actually thinks the belt's still up. He doesn't realize he took it. That's how quickly he lost it all. And this time it's Amp. Kelio's there. Alia's there. The one player who wasn't there was Snatch. Generally the player you want to have the Amp, but obviously Alia been no slouch with the Amp so far this series. 2 players from blue, but this is the risk on this map. You don't want to walk into a flak cannon. You see Al just whipping out the flak there in anticipation. Alia instead going to play it pretty slowly, but that does mean that the Ampron has less impact. 6 frag lead now for 4 aces. Perfect time to have a bit of a burst of a lead. But this Ampron eating into it slightly. If I had to guess, I feel like 4 aces have the ability to clutch this game out. Just need to hold on to this small lead. And the belt is going to help them a lot with that. 30 seconds left. Yeah, getting up to insurmountable odds here, unfortunately. But another hugely close game. I'm impressed by how close these matches are being. And I think this is the first time we've seen one of these two teams win their own map pick. Been stealing each other's up until this point. But there you have it. Map 4 goes the way of 4 aces, and it all comes down to map 5. And yes, that's right. It's Spacer, the map we all know and love. Probably the map where there's the most potential for varied playstyles. Al just is happy. 4.2k damage. And generally very good performance from all the 4 aces players. Consistent across the board. Al just says, fuck you, Shocks. I'm really hyped for this match. I love watching Spacer games. On no map is in the pool is there such a there's such potential to have a slow tactical game or a fast high impact amp run game, because you can get anywhere really quickly with the amp. You can drop down, support the belt fight, but actually winning the belt fight requires a lot of setup, a lot of team play, and even holding the 100 armor room throughout the game. That can be a way you can play Spacer. Just have 3 players sat here pretty much at all times. Give up the sniper, get all the hundreds and the shield belts. So many ways you can play this map. For those of you in the chat who are wondering, there is no winner bracket map advantage, but they did get to pick the first 2 maps. Essentially, the winner bracket advantage is gone now. They've had their 3 map picks of the 5. Natch's team only got 1 map pick. That was Nitro. And then this is the final map picked by both teams by default. So it really is whatever team is better on Spacer wins the tournament. That's what it comes down to now. And I don't know who that team is. I think we've seen both these teams have great games on this map. I think personally, the impact that Snatch can have on this map probably disproportionate. But there's always the team play angle. I do think that we'll see better setups from 4 aces on the amp especially. But they've been all over the belt as well on the other maps. Amp's a weird one. Everyone knows you need to set up early for the belt on this map at this point. But the amp is difficult to get up there. If you're down by the belt and the amp's coming up in 10 seconds, there's no chance you get there in time. We're just waiting for the requisite 1 minute. It will take 5. An Unreal Tournament 4 minute, if you will. And then we'll soon be into Game 5 on Spacer. The suspense is killing me. HF is called by red. Just waiting on blue now. Even my cat's excited. And they're ready too. So let's switch over to the game screen. Map 5 on Spacer. We've been so close throughout this series, apart from map 1. Maps 2 to 4 could have gone either way. Could well have been over in 3.
2, 1.
And it's Crush to draw first blood this time. I didn't pay attention to if Alia got first blood 4 times in a row. But he won't on the map 5. Crush eats 2 directs from Aljas. Nicely done. Sees Natch up in the annoying spot. Aljas dies to Jayski's Hail Mary Flak Ball. Oh, nearly the biggest combo of Natch's life. Fortunately for him, didn't even need it to be. Had teammates there to back him up on the 100. Let's follow Kelio. He definitely wants some health. Oh, there goes all that armor. That's a shame. Probably didn't want to take that fight. But they are set up for the belts. Nice and early. Lots of players from 4 Aces coming in. Snatch, though, comes in behind. Nukes 2. Let's follow him. He's made his way onto the belt. He's going to pick that one up almost for free. Meanwhile, Aiko walks away with 100 armor, sneaking that while everyone was distracted. A quick 10-5 lead in the first minute for When Is Amp. Seems like they're always ahead in the lead. Ahead at the beginning of the game. Has served them well pretty far. Snuck up behind Jayski there. Oh, didn't see Aiko down by the amp, but not going to matter. Snatch removes all of Aiko's stat. And if he can take a shot onto Aljas here, that's that 100 armor pretty much gone as well. Instead, he's going to move over to the sniper area. Or will he drop here? I think he will. And Aljas going to lose that 100 pretty quickly. Jayski goes down. Nearly a massive flick shot there. And Snatch using this amp to defend the belt here. There's a risky moment there where he could have died to a sniper shot, but in the end, wins the belt. That's a very strong first couple minutes here. 4 Aces, unable to get any grip. You see Snatch just shooting players who only have Enforcer here. He's even chasing Aiko across the map. Lobbing rockets up to where the lift exit is. And another free kill. Almost a 1,000 damage lead very early in the game. Up to a rampage. Has Snatch died yet? This is huge. 10-0. Make that 11. And that's going to win him and his team this 100 armor. Doesn't want to allow a scale to drop onto it, and he won't. Oh my goodness. And yeah, as Tamer rightfully says in the chat, Snatch can absolutely 7k this map. I've seen it done before. You see him, he's got the boots, he's so mobile here. He doesn't need to be up the top to contest this amp. He knows exactly when it is. And it's going to have it left for him. No. Caster's Curse, never mind. And actually drops for the belt, which was already taken. So let's follow Alia as the amp player. Crush gets the 100. So a bit of a trade in the major items, but not much damage coming out of this amp. In fact, none at all so far. And you see, Alia doesn't have the boots, so he can't have the same presence on the map. We'll take down Aljas, though. Oh my god. Hands up who saw Aljas there. Because I certainly didn't. $100 armor going to Alia. And they're 12 frags up. Not a huge lead, but pretty sizable. Making his way over towards the belt. Getting challenged by Aiko. Lots of players. It's the link spam classic at the doorways. Jayski tries to move in, but gets shot from the right. And all these frags are going the way of red. I think they're going to leave it for Snatch. And I feel like I'm just only following red players. They're essentially 2-1 up in this series. They want to get over towards this 100 armor. It's exactly what Snatch is doing. He's beating back these blue players. Oh, single-handedly just holding 3 of them at bay while his teammate takes the 100. Does go down for his efforts, but that's a use of an armor if ever I saw one. And look how well set up they are for this amp. Just perfect positional play as a team. It's Snatch to pick that one up as per usual. And already moving back towards the 100. Oh. If he can sneak this 100, that's pretty big. He will do exactly that. Oh, tons of damage though. Needs to watch his head from the combos. This amp's up soon. Oh, sorry, this belt's up soon. 2 players from blue walking in. Snatch will die to 1 shock primary. Takes down SKL, and Aiko goes down as well. It's looking like another belt going to win his amp. They are so far in the lead on this map. Only 1k damage lead, but they're just getting every item. And this is the first time it's been like this. They've had damage leads most of the games, but this is the first map where they've really had just all the items as well. Did give up that 100. Al just getting one for his name on the scoreboard. So much link damage. I want to follow other players, but Snatch is making it hard for me. It's 2,500 damage. That is on track for a 7.5k damage map. Or thereabouts. Does look like a foothold has been established by blue on the 100 armor, which is exactly what they need to do. Their way back into this game is through armor control. It's a slow grind on this map. Maybe the amp runs can break the game open for you, but getting control of the 100, getting control of the belt, that's crucial. And Jayski's going to get this belt, so potential for a turnaround here. Alia 10 HP on this amp, dangerous. Oh, getting hunted down. And all the items have just gone to blue, so this is potential for them to bring back the game. They are only 11 frags down now. So have managed to keep themselves in it despite the big disadvantage on the items. And they're in prime position to make this comeback. They just need to essentially reset all the players on red. Take them down to spawn health. Remove all the guns. Oh no, how's that happened? Ampron is cut short. And we're still at a 7 frag lead. Slight dent made in the lead. But they're going to need a couple more of those to take over the game, I think. Again, Snatch with all the stack. And you see him pushing out these doors, holding the enemies at bay with his powerful sniper aim. While his teammate take the belt, I say that, but Aljas has snuck in and stolen it. That's outrageous play by him. Ballsy move. Most scenarios, that's a free kill, but Aljas recognizing that this is the time to make a play. And it's a big deal stealing that and stealing the 100 armor. Snatch headshots him afterwards, but both of those executions would rather have been grabs of the armors themselves. And it's Aiko on the amp. Definitely getting a foothold on these major items now. Score leaders, but this is looking more like an amp run that we'd expect out of Aiko. 2 for 2 now. 2 players from red sat in front of him. Crush goes down. Snatch just able to get to that 100. Split second later and he could have died. Kelio goes down at the belt. It's looking like a great belt hold from blue team. And they're 11 frags down. Snatch doesn't give a shit. He's just walked in here 1v2 against one player with spawn health and another player with the belt. And he's pretty much won that scenario. That's outrageous. I'll just, with the impact hammer, gonna die before he picks up the 100. That's some UTM4 strats right there. And the score lead's now 16. So even though it feels like 4 aces are actually making better plays in the, the second half of this game, score lead is actually going against them. Damage lead, 1,500. Al just steals another 100. He's maintaining this ability to steal the 100 no matter what, but the problem is that just every time he steals it, he doesn't have the team support. And Snatch sitting on the amp. Aiko actually going to get it. Oh, gets knocked off. So does Snatch, but Snatch has the boots, and that is the importance of control. Those boots essentially saving this amp run. Takes down Aljas, probably going to take down SKL here. And if he takes down Jayski, that's the only stacked player on blue going down. That's a massive wipe. Aljast does have the 100, but potential to lose all that as well. Snatch is just making this dream of a map 5 comeback a nightmare. Oh my god, he just won't die either. So many players trying to shoot him with Enforcer. He's just Neo dodging. There he goes, finally goes down. But he's done so much damage. 5 minutes left. This game is genuinely looking like it might be out of reach already, even though all these armor grabs are coming in from blue. Belt is coming up soon. J-Ski caught with his pants down, trying to hide behind the pillar, but Snatch was on the wrong side. Belt is up. Oh man, this really has been the Snatch show. 4.7k damage. We have 5 minutes left. That's absurd. Will be 100 going to J-Ski. Let's follow him, but he doesn't really have the guns for it, and Snatch is right up in his grill. Chasing him with the link gun up the lift shaft, but with boots instead. Amp's coming up. Aiko, he's there. He knows it's coming up, but he doesn't have the stack, and he doesn't have the teammates. He's surely going down here. It does immediately drop. And Snatch, of course. $3,000 damage lead, 4 minutes left. This is such a huge scoreline, almost 30. Aljast does take down the amp carrier there, and looks like this will be a belt grab for blue. Finally, SKL taking that. He's pretty stacked on HP, but doesn't really have guns. Wants this flat cannon. Don't know if it's up. It is not. Well, they really need to give a gun to SKL here. He's so stacked. They need him for this 100 armor fight, which is literally now. 100 goes to Aljast, so big armor turnaround for 4 aces, but the score lead is just huge. I don't know if it's even possible, let alone likely. Like, the pace that they would have to get frags to win this game would be unimaginable. Nice double kill there. It's little plays like that. They're just going to have to keep on doing that. They are 20 frags or so behind. It's technically doable, but they need everything. Aiko gets the 100, so let's follow him. He probably wants to be getting over towards this amp that's up soon. Gives his teammate a boost there. Kellio making a nuisance of himself with these rockets. You see, Aiko, he can't move in here because he knows that someone there could just take him down. Getting these clean amp runs is the win condition, but the amp run cannot be clean when there's so many players trying to make it dirty. J-Ski did get the belt. Roughly a 20 frag difference now, 2.5 minutes. This would be absurd if the comeback happens. You see Snatch not really being too proactive with the amp, just hiding it away. Of course, as I say that, he goes down. Now, exactly I want a 20 frag score lead. Nope, 21. And at this stage in the game, literally every armor is crucial. Iko's going to pick this one up. So much stack on the side of blue. But, oh, big plays by red on the amp. 2 of them sat on it. On the belt, sorry. Oh, Snatch goes down. Iko gets the belt, but he's 1v2. Takes down Crush. Nice work. Alia will go down here, surely. Oh no, hits a brutal direct flak. Every single direct flak, every single combo or headshot or sniper is a momentum killer here. And you see we've stabilized at about a 20 frag score lead. So 4 aces, they're proving that they can stay level, but they just can't make up this deficit. Amps up in 2 seconds. Again, presence by blue on it. Aiko's going to drop on it. Aljast takes it before him. Oh, but already Aljast gets rinsed by minigun. And of course it's Snatch. To round out the game. This will be the final amp run of the tournament. So let's hope it's stylish. It is a bit glass cannon. And technically, there's absolutely no reason for Snatch to go and style on 4 aces here. In fact, we'll go down. Defending the belt. And Aljast to pick that one up. 40 seconds left. Let's put at these stats. It's looking like might not be possible. 15 frag lead.
30 seconds
made that deficit slightly smaller in the last minute or so, and they're still consistently getting these items. But man, they've had 1,700 armors and 9 shield belts. That's so brutal. Like honestly, it feels like what happened was when is Amp they got that early lead, and then they just turtled, and they made it so that even though 4 aces were getting all the items, they just weren't getting much impact out of them. And with 5 seconds left, I will be ready to declare your champions as When is Amp, team led by Snatch, taking it in 5 maps, despite the map pick disadvantage, and doing it in style. Some very close games. This one ended up reasonably close at the end, but did just felt like 4 aces chasing the whole way. But you know, if that 2-point game that we saw on Honk map 2 had gone the other way, then this is a victory for 4 aces. These teams really were neck and neck this series, even if those that last game didn't feel too close. There you go. It's over. The February Cup is over. It's only March. It's only May. And now Shox can retire in peace, go live in some villa in the south of France. Not that he's French. Anyway. I don't know what to say now. I can't say I'll see you soon because I won't. Unless someone decides to host a tournament. Mikey, get on it, Mikey. You guys want an interview? We can probably do an interview. I'm not sure I want Alia to be on my Twitch channel because I might get banned, but we can interview Snatch. Oh, I'll try and get you guys an interview with Natch. I don't know what you guys got to pose some questions though. I'm a hopeless interviewer. Right, I'm giving Snatch a ring. Are you there, Snatch? And everybody on stream hears Natch. How are you feeling after that? Pleased with yourself? Oh, you can't hear me? You can now? Okay, good. How are you feeling after your victory? No one else can hear you. Oh, why is that? I'll try and fix this. Oh, I know why. Okay. That should work now. They won't get to see my amazing face, but I think you're on. People in chat, tell me if you can hear.
Yo. Hello.
Okay, they can hear you. Anyway, the question I was asked was, how are you feeling after that win?
I'm very happy for the team. It was a satisfying victory as well. I thought we would do it 3-0 after those 2 first wins.
Yeah, it definitely felt like you guys were the better team in the first 2 games. I mean, Honk was obviously super close.
Yeah.
And probably, I think Honk was the closest map of the series. And in a 5 mapper, it's the games like that you look back on.
Sorry, I'm a bit sick still. But yeah, it was doable this time. Last time we should have played, I could barely breathe or talk. So
Yeah,
I'm very
I
lucky for
think
it to be.
postponing that was the right option. Shout out to Four Aces for
I know
allowing
they
that.
got very upset because it was told that late. But yeah, shit happens in life, and yeah. But anyway, we won now, and I'm super happy with everyone's performance. We were very strict, like go to the items together if possible. If you die, go to the next item that's gonna spawn, set up for that. We have one very stubborn guy in the team, that's Crush. He did not do it at all, but today everyone was screaming at him and before the game, and he did as told. That old German tank, and yeah, Alia did
I
well, Kilyu did well, and I'm super happy. I could have played a bit better. I felt my aim was not top notch, the reflexes and stuff, but yeah, we pulled through, so I'm very happy for the team.
Yeah, I noticed that about you guys in this series, showing up to items where earlier on in the tournament maybe wasn't the case. But I think overall your team is one of those teams that got better and better throughout the tournament.
Yeah, I think so too, and we have a very good team chemistry. Everybody cares about each other. Everyone has ups and downs, and also some in real life stuff happened to many of us. Very bad shit, actually, to all of us. But yeah, this cup meant a lot, and I don't care if people say TDM is dead and this and that, but this is our hobby, and very happy we won this. And well played to Eco team, really very scary team to play against. I'm a bit sweaty actually.
All
But yeah,
right.
yeah,
Well, I won't keep you for too long. Um,
there's no problem.
Thank you very much for playing. Congrats on your win. Congrats on your for your whole team as well, and also Four Aces who played great throughout the whole tournament.
Yeah,
Very much in the final the whole way through. So respect to those guys as well. Anyway, I'm gonna hang up on you, Snatch. Thanks
all
for
right.
coming to the interview.
Yeah, no problem. And
Yeah,
thank you, Shocks, for the patience throughout the cup, and everyone who played in the cup and watched the cup. And yeah,
brilliant.
thank you.
See ya. All right, Snatch, everyone. I'll bring my face back out. Anyway, oh, the Shocks abuse in the chat. But yeah, thank you very much for watching. I'm sure I'll be back. I'm sure I'll come crawling back to Unreal Tournament. The second somebody hosts a dual tournament, get on it, Mikey. Yeah, of course, always happy to watch TDM, cast TDM. It's been a blast, even though it was a much longer blast than expected. I will see you when the next EU tournament happens, I guess. Assuming you guys still want me here. No pressure. Anyway, thanks very much. I'll see you all when I see you.